I'm Adam Watson.
I'm Trinity Watson.
This is a Darkslinger Mafia Power Hour.
Where it's probably not an hour.
But who knows, might be.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take a look at Alf #1, published by Marvel Comics back in 1986.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was actually done by the Star Comics line.
Really?
But it doesn't have Star on it. I'm not sure. There's an ad later on that has a listing of all the Star comics. And this is one of them on there. So I'm going to say this is actually Star. Do you know what Star is?
No.
It was Marvel's all ages line back then.
Okay.
So you see a lot of people complaining online that are Marvel fanboys, let's just say.
Right.
About how there's no all ages comics made anymore, nothing to attract kids comics. It's kind of funny because there's more kids comics published right now through Graphics, Scholastic's imprint than probably ever have been before.
Oh, wow.
But they don't care about Bone or Captain Underpants or anything like that. They're talking about specifically things that are comic shop friendly, stuff that's published by Marvel, by DC, things like that, right?
Okay, yeah.
And when it comes to Marvel, they're right. Back during this time period, Marvel published a bunch of all ages licensed material. They did Alf, they did Ewoks,
Okay.
Star Wars comic, they did Droids, Care Bears was a Marvel comic back during this time period. You go back 6 or 7 years, I didn't do any all ages comics, didn't dabble in them whatsoever. Closest I had was Elbow Vine Muerte, but that has a mime who chain smokes, drinks all the time, doesn't really have adult content necessarily, but has adult situations. Mm-hmm. I never considered that to be all ages like that, right? Then I do Mini Slingers. Mini Slingers is all ages. Mm-hmm. It is something that's friendly towards all readers. Now you and I have done the Chihuahua Who Flew Away, which is also all ages. So now I'm finding myself taking a look at books that actually are all ages, beyond and besides just what's being published today. Mm-hmm. Such as Alf #1. So it opens up. I wonder if this ad ran in all the Marvel issues that month or if that was just specifically in the Star Comics.
Yeah.
Yeah. It probably ran in all, but Flintstones. So when this starts up, Alf and his adopted family are getting ready for a garage sale where they're teasing him about selling a spaceship. All the characters are pretty good likenesses of the TV, exaggerated, animated kind of, but they look like they did in the TV show for the most part. The only one that I was kind of thrown off by was Kate, the mom. I kept thinking that was actually supposed to be the daughter because she seems snarkier in this than what she does in the TV show. But otherwise, everything about the characterization is pretty good. So they're teasing him that they're going to sell his spaceship. I know it showed Alf's spaceship in the old TV show, but I don't remember what it looked like. I'm just going to say it probably looked like this. But right away, you can tell exactly who everyone is. And if you're coming here from the Alf TV show, I'm not sure if the Alf cartoon was actually going on at this point in time. Oh, it was in fact done by Star, because there's Star Comics Presents right there. I don't know why or when exactly Marvel quit doing Star Comics.
Yeah.
So, of course, they know they can't really sell Alf's spaceship at the garage sale, but it sets up the quick origin recap. If you've never watched an Alf episode, you don't know who Alf is, you just pick this up off the newsstand for the first time because you like the cover. You get a quick recap of who Alf is, how he came to this world. That's a great way to set up a licensed comic.
Yeah.
You don't need to spend the whole entire issue retelling the origin. Just one quick page, a basic, easy story idea to get it there. That works very well. So they decide to cover Alf's spaceship.
Mm-hmm. Bring it out back so it doesn't get
You can't have it in the garage during the garage sale.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be... somebody's going to spot it and they'll somehow know it's a real spaceship. I don't know how they would know that thing is a real spaceship.
Yeah. I
would think it was a go-kart if I saw it.
Right.
For that matter, I don't think that I would think this was a real alien if I saw it.
Yeah.
I'd probably think it was some sort of weird animatronic. We had those even in the 80s. There's Teddy Ruxpin and all that. Mm-hmm. Alf
Yeah.
could have just posed as some sort of new animatronic. It would have been fine. They could have just said that Willie had a job working for a toy company. What did he do?
I honestly don't know.
I don't remember. I don't remember, and it doesn't actually mention it in here.
Mm.
But whatever the case, this sets it up. It's going to have a payoff later on.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take long to get to that payoff, where you find out the Alf spaceship was set out by the garbage cans, and apparently the garbage men come at night in their world
Yeah.
and just kind of take it. Ours comes severely early in the morning, but hey, whatever.
Mm.
And that takes us to the junkyard where they're going to reclaim it. I love the fact that they can just drive straight to the junkyard from their house when the garbage truck has just picked up this spaceship.
Yeah.
And it's already in a junk pile.
Mm-hmm.
That would only work in a kid's comic. If that was done in an adult comic, you'd be like, no, that's not the way it works. But since this is aimed at kids, it's perfectly fine. You don't even care.
Yeah.
This guy seems like he could be right out of Pound Puppies or any of the shows back then that actually dealt with garbage dumps.
Mm-hmm.
So he is cartoonier than what would have appeared in like the TV show, but I think he works really, really well for the comic.
Yeah.
Just quickly,
Hmm?
the Master System designs. Sega made a good decision by changing the way they were doing this when they released the Genesis.
Oh.
Yeah, these grid patterns on all these boxes, that actually existed on all the Master System games when you see them at the store.
Oh.
Yeah,
That.
they did not
yeah.
look appealing like the Nintendo games did.
Yeah.
My brother had a Master System, and it always seemed like there was like second-rate games on that. But the Nintendo games look great. Later on, they released the Genesis. It had full-on artwork that worked really well.
Oh, that's good.
So Willie apparently doesn't know that Alf has slipped out of the car. I don't know how he didn't figure that out, but
Yeah.
kid's comic,
He
so it's
told
fine.
Alf to sit down and shut up, and Alf did.
Right, right. And then we see the junkyard guy who's trying to shoot him because he thinks he's a giant talking rat.
Mm.
I don't know if that joke would be done in comics aimed at kids these days.
Probably.
I think
not.
they're a little bit more cognizant of gun safety, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
back in
no
the
gun
80s,
violence.
nobody cared.
Mhm.
Yep, so Alf gets it, and apparently his spaceship has just enough juice to get him back to his family where he crashes through the roof again.
Mhm.
There's a lot of jokes and puns throughout this. The characterization's pretty good. Alf talks like Alf does in the TV show.
Yeah.
Willie talks like he does. Like I said before, the only one that seems slightly off is Kate. I've watched enough of the show, both when I was a kid and as an adult, to know she's not quite right.
Yeah.
But you can't get them 100% of the time, right?
Right.
And then there's a second story. So that's one thing I like about this. They don't feel the need to fill up every single page with the same story, but they are filling up the vast majority of the pages. It seems like there are actually a lot of story pages in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this one, the family is going on a ski trip, I guess. I don't know.
Something.
It looks like they're wearing ski clothing. They're in a cabin out in the snow.
Yeah.
So whether they're actually going skiing or not, I guess, is irrelevant.
Mm.
And what's the kid's name? Brian.
Brian. Yeah.
Yeah, Brian makes an Alf snowman.
Mm. They make a Michelangelo joke. Learn that Michelangelo is a name of a pizza place.
Yeah,
Roll.
I think there were a lot of jokes like that in Alf, where there were
Yeah.
names on Earth that actually translated to something different on Melmac, but they were very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, one thing they don't have on Melmac, though, is fake snow.
Mhm.
Because Alf thinks that that's sorcery right there.
These pages. Look at how cool that advertisement is with all these characters coming out.
They used that advertisement for years too, I think.
Yeah.
Either that or it just appeared in so many comics because they were publishing so many that month. But I think this was both in DC and Marvel.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like this where all the characters are climbing out of their respective video games, and look how much more exciting these Konami boxes look than the Master System boxes that were a couple of pages ago.
Yeah.
Plus, it has Castlevania in it. What more do you need besides that?
Right. So yeah, then enters the bully.
Right. The bully is just
beating up the snowman.
yeah. And Alf hates violence but wants to beat up the kid, which I love.
Yep.
But the whole time he's beating up the kid, the sister, who is much older, is just standing at the window watching.
Yeah.
She's watching him pummel her little brother, like, for no reason. And he tells him that if he builds another snowman, he'll be back to wreck it again. So apparently this kid just hates snowmen for some reason.
Something.
I don't know what the reason is.
Snowman killed his family.
Right? Willie's going to handle it by just going and having a stern talking to the kid, which wouldn't have done anything, just for the record.
Oh, yeah.
So Alf takes it upon himself to spray paint himself with the fake snow, become the ghost of all snowmen, or, the snow spirit, that's what it is, and come and scare the kid, which I think is a much better solution.
Oh, yeah.
I do have to wonder, though, would that much snow, fake snow, actually be in that can?
No, with how much they've been spraying around earlier, but, you know, kids comic.
Right. Bi-monthly from Star Comics, so they did Flintstone Kids as well.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that's a good ad. I like that ad.
Mm-hmm.
Flintstones had a big resurgence when I was a kid.
Oh.
It's older than my generation, but it had a resurgence.
Yeah.
Bullwinkle and Rocky, that was something we knew, but that was something we viewed more as like our parents' cartoons. It's kind of funny that we didn't with the Flintstones, but we did with Bullwinkle and Rocky, right? And so I don't think this comic lasted that long. Yeah. I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure that either one of them lasted that long, actually.
Did Peabody and Sherman come from Bullwinkle?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if they're a branch off or if they were just from the same, like, cartoon world. But yeah, I know they're related in some way, shape, or form.
Huh.
Yeah. Yep. So then the kid learned his lesson and comes and builds a big monument to Alf, who looks like he's smoking a cigar, but I don't think that's what that's supposed to be.
Mm. It's the carrot from the other snowman he beat up. It's something that the snowman's eating.
Yeah, snowmen are supposed to have carrots. I didn't get that was a carrot because it's colored really darkly.
Yeah, and also it's very small in the snowman's mouth.
Right.
But yeah, we have, Kate being like, Alf had to do this in some way. Alf rejects that notion.
Okay. And then we get a third story. Yeah. So the cartoon, I believe, took place on Melmac.
Okay.
But the TV show only really ever talked about Melmac, because if they actually had to create all the puppets, I don't know, maybe they did show Melmac at some point in time, but if they had to create all the puppets and do all the puppetry for each and every episode, that would have been cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
So this is something they can do in the comics that they weren't really doing in the TV show, which I think works really well, which is to show Alf's adventures on his home planet. And apparently on his home planet, he's just as big of a dork as he is on our world. Mm. His girlfriend is better at bumper cars than him. The one thing that I'm going to point out on this, I know this copy is aged to a degree, but the paper isn't that yellow or anything, so I'm going to say it's not from that. The uppercase letters on some of the panels are pretty easy to read, right?
Right.
But as you go on to the next panels, they get progressively harder to read.
Yeah.
So on these two, I think it's fine still. I think it's the page that comes after this. If you look here in the checklist for the month, they're only putting the Star Comics. There's nothing on here about X-Men or anything like that. Thundercats, Alf, Care Bear, Rocky and Bullwinkle, those were all done by Star Comics. Those were all licensed properties that you knew from a cartoon, from a TV show, something like that. they do have Wolverine and Spider-Man at the bottom, but they're not trying to sell this slightly older material to the young audience, which I think is a good way to go. If you're going to do an all-age title, like I never put any sort of advertisements in Mini Slingers or Chihuahua Who Flew Away for Ghost Assassin or Chronicles of Von Helsing, and I don't put ads for Chihuahua and Mini Slingers in those books.
Yeah.
You know, kind of separate them to a degree. It's okay to have them under the same label. You want to be careful about who you're pitching it to, though.
Right.
Yeah, so in this story, the fog is going to take out all the Melmacs, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And I love all the variation in the way the different Melmacians look.
Yeah.
The one thing they all have in common with Alf, though, is that they all eat disgusting things.
Mm-hmm.
What's the secret ingredient in that great donut? Library paste. That's so gross.
Disgusting.
This ad I hate.
Oh?
Yeah. Captain Power. So that was something that none of the friends that I had could ever afford when we were kids.
Okay.
This was basically taking the idea of the zapper gun
Yeah.
from the Nintendo and combining it with an action figure, which is cool.
Right.
And then having a VHS tape that you could fight with the zapper gun. That was a ship. That was an action figure, right? But this thing was like, I remember this being kind of stupid expensive.
Yeah.
And there were multiple ships, if I remember right. So, like, the reason I hate it, though, has nothing to do with the fact that none of my friends could ever afford it. It's the whole idea that it's widescreen.
Oh.
The whole entire comic is done in a, what we'd call landscape format.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they put this one in widescreen. You'd have to flip it on its side to read it. That's stupid.
Right.
That's bad advertisement. So, yeah, this is where the letters, I think, the B, the T, they start to get a little bit more muddery here.
Mm-hmm.
That could just be due to the printing technology of the time, though, but like his name, El Fago, I had to really stare at that. You may not have to, but your eyes aren't as old as mine either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that kind of stuff could have been done a little bit better. But in terms of action, all that, this all looks really great.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a I Love Tom Cruise bumper sticker on his spaceship.
I didn't notice that when I read it.
So little details that are great.
Mm-hmm.
Seem Alf like he knows about things from Earth. I don't know how he does. Do they get Earth TV there? Like the aliens in Futurama? I'm not sure.
Right. They all have donuts on their parachutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep. And then the Melmacians defeated the fog, but it wasn't with their spaceships. It was with their bureaucracy.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, gives kids a chance to learn about the IRS, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole time they're talking, apparently Alf is ruining Kate's cake. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he burnt it. He made her fall asleep.
And then if you look at this, 9-issue subscriptions for $6.75.
That's so cheap.
I know.
What?
Oh, so it's 1988. We were wrong about the year. This is
Okay.
actually 19... Oh, no. The offer expires in 1988. So we may not have been wrong about the... There's a different date here than there is at the Indicia in the beginning.
That's for Bullwinkle and Rocky.
Yeah. Still, though, why would they put different dates everywhere?
Don't know.
All the same. $6.75 for 9 issues.
Yeah, that's so cheap.
Right? And then an ad for the Popples that someone has decided to do a mathematical equation on.
How fun.
So yeah, Alf issue number 1. I think it works very, very well, both as a first issue and as something for kids. I can see why this was such a long-running comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did it run for?
I think at least 60 issues.
Oh,
I know
wow.
it had multiple annuals, and I think maybe it had a few specials as well. Because I know the only Alf comic that I had read prior to this one, there's one that takes place on Melmac where Alf and his friends become the X-Men.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I bought that one when I was younger, not because of Alf, but because of the X-Men.
Mm.
and that I think was either a special or like annual number 4, something like that.
Right.
So it ran for a long time, at least 60 issues. I'm not sure the exact length, but yeah. Anyway, you got anything else?
No.
All right, let's go make some comics. We didn't create the comics that were featured in today's episode, but we did create these. Check out Ghost Assassin in the Cards and the Chihuahua Who Flew Away mini comic, both of which were written by me. The Chihuahua Who Flew Away was illustrated
by me.